Imagine hearing the desperate cry of a child from another world human, "Help my mom." Their alien mother is caught in a savage hunting snare, left to suffer and maybe die. But what would you do if the fate of an entire alien family depended on your courage? This is a story of unlikely heroes, raw survival, and the undeniable power of compassion that crosses the stars. Stay with me, because this is humanity, fuck yeah. The stars above glittered cold and distant, indifferent to the desperate cries echoing through the dense alien forest. A small figure stumbled, breath ragged and eyes wide with fear. "Human, help my mom," the child gasped, their voice breaking the eerie silence of the wild. She was unlike anything humans had seen before, a being of shimmering scales that caught the fading light like fragments of a forgotten galaxy, with eyes that held the depth of distant nebulae. But now, those same eyes were filled with pain and panic, reflecting the cruel trap that held her mother captive just beyond the thicket. The child, barely older than a human toddler, clutched a small, worn talisman, an heirloom from their world, said to bring hope in the darkest moments. But hope alone wouldn't save their mother from the savage snare set by hunters from their own planet, creatures who cared nothing for mercy or family. In the distance, the faint crackle of human voices drifted through the air. The child's heart raced. Humans, strangers, yet the only ones who could help. For generations, the humans had been seen as distant observers, conquerors of space but detached from the struggles of alien species. But in this desperate moment, the child believed something else, that humanity still held the power to surprise. The forest was alive with danger. Massive, thorned vines twisted like serpents through the undergrowth, and strange, luminous insects darted between the branches. It was a place where predators lurked in every shadow, and every step could be a deadly mistake. But the child had no choice but to venture deeper, guided by the faint hope that the humans they'd heard were near. Memories of their mother flashed through the child's mind. Her gentle hums that could calm storms, her stories of ancient stars and lost civilizations, and the warmth of her embrace that made the cold world feel like home. Now, all that was threatened by the cold steel of a snare, a cruel invention meant to kill or capture without mercy. "Please," the child whispered, tears blurring their vision. "Please don't let her die." Far from the alien forest, on a human outpost carved into a rocky asteroid, a team of explorers prepared for their next mission. Captain Alara Miles stood at the observation window, her gaze drifting to the alien world below. She had seen many strange things in her years of space travel, but nothing had prepared her for the sight of the forest's silent suffering. Her comm crackled suddenly. "Captain, we're picking up an unusual signal. It's faint, but it sounds like a voice."
A child's voice.
The technician's voice was edged with disbelief.
Ilara's heart quickened.
"Patch it through." A tiny trembling voice came through the speakers. "Human, help my mom trapped please." Silence fell over the room as the crew exchanged stunned looks. It was impossible, or so they thought. An alien child calling for help, reaching out across the void, trusting humans with their life. "We're going in," Ilara said firmly. "Whatever this is, we can't ignore it." Back in the forest, the child pushed onward, each step fueled by a mix of fear and determination. The pain in their chest was sharp, but they forced themselves to be brave. The snare was close now, the cruel mechanism visible through the thicket, thick wires woven like a cage, tightened by a mechanical device that squeezed the life from anything caught inside. Inside, the child's mother struggled, her luminous scales dulled by exhaustion and pain. She reached out as the child approached, eyes full of both relief and warning.
"Stay back," she rasped. "It's dangerous."
But the child shook their head fiercely.
"I found humans. They'll help. You have to hold on."
Ilara and her team landed on the forest edge, their suits filtering the alien air. They moved cautiously, aware that the planet was hostile, and yet their focus was singular: find the source of the voice, save the life hanging in the balance. The forest seemed to close around them, shadows thickening as they neared the snare. And then, faint whimpers led them to the child, who collapsed into their arms, sobbing. "Where is she?" Ilara asked softly. The child pointed toward the trap.
"There, my mom. She's caught."
Without hesitation, the team sprang into action, using specialized tools to dismantle the cruel device. The mother's breathing was shallow, but when the cage loosened, a flicker of hope ignited in her eyes. As the snare fell away, Ilara looked down at the alien mother and child, strangers from a distant world, yet bound by a shared moment of vulnerability and hope. The child's voice trembled. "Thank you, human. You saved my mom." Ilara knelt, her voice gentle but firm. "We're here to help. You're safe now." In that moment, beneath alien stars and through the silence of the savage forest, a new bond was forged. It was a reminder that no matter how different the worlds, compassion could bridge the vastest divides. But the story was far from over. For the hunters who had set the snare were still out there, and the alien family's fight for survival had only just begun. The alien mother's breathing was still shallow, but the cruel pressure of the snare was gone. Captain Alara Miles and her team worked quickly to stabilize her, applying portable medkits designed for a variety of biologies, though nothing had prepared them for this shimmering scaled creature from beyond the stars. Her skin flickered softly under the dim forest light, an otherworldly glow signaling both life and fragility. Beside her, the child clung tightly to Alara's arm, their small hands trembling but determined. Despite the aliens' exhaustion, there was a spark in their eyes, hope born from the first act of kindness they had known in a long dark time. "We're safe here for now," Alara said softly, her voice steady and reassuring. "We'll get you both back to the ship, and from there, we'll make sure you're protected." The child nodded slowly, as if still unsure that humans could be trusted. But the warmth in Alara's gaze spoke louder than words, and for the first time in days, the alien child allowed a faint smile to break through their fear. As the team moved back toward their landing site, the forest seemed to watch silently. The hunting snare was just one trap in a web of dangers set by a ruthless faction of their own species, one that had long believed in survival of the fittest, discarding the weak or inconvenient. The alien mother had been marked as surplus, a relic of a dying generation, left to be hunted rather than cared for. Alara's mind raced. She knew the implications. The galaxy was rife with conflict, prejudice, and brutal power struggles, but here on this distant planet, she had witnessed something far more personal, an innocent family torn apart by cruelty and neglect. And now, the humans stood between that cruelty and the fragile thread of hope. "Why did they do this to you?" she asked gently, looking down at the alien mother, who now rested with closed eyes, gathering strength. "They fear change," the child whispered, their voice barely audible. "They fear what my mother represents: hope, survival beyond old ways. They hunt her because they want to keep control, to silence what they don't understand." Alara frowned. "We won't let that happen." Back aboard the human ship, the medbay hummed with advanced technology. The alien mother rested on a biobed, connected to diagnostic machines that translated her vital signs into human data streams. Alara stood nearby, watching as the child explored the ship, small hands touching unfamiliar surfaces, eyes wide with curiosity and a growing sense of safety. It was in this fragile moment that Alara realized just how much this rescue meant. It wasn't just saving a life, it was a statement. A challenge to the cold indifference that had long separated species and cultures across the stars. "You're safe now," Alara said softly, kneeling beside the child. "We'll help you find a new home." The child looked up, tears threatening but filled with gratitude. "Thank you, human." Days passed as the alien mother regained her strength. Her luminous scales brightened, and her eyes regained the depth of the cosmos they held. She spoke little at first, overwhelmed by pain and exhaustion, but her resolve was clear. "We cannot go back," she told Alara quietly. "The hunters will return, and they will not stop until I am gone. We need allies, friends who believe in more than power and fear." Alara nodded. "You have them. We believe in you." A plan began to take shape. Alara contacted the United Galactic Council, an interstellar alliance that had long struggled to maintain peace between disparate worlds. With evidence of the hunting faction's cruelty, she hoped to gain their protection for the alien family, and more importantly, send a message that humanity stood for justice and compassion across the stars. But as the days went on, the hunters did return. One night, alarms echoed through the ship's hull. An unauthorized boarding party was attempting to infiltrate the outpost. Alara and her crew scrambled, weapons ready, but the alien child stood firm beside her mother. "We will fight," the mother said, her voice strong despite the pain. "Not just for ourselves, but for every innocent caught in their trap." The battle was fierce. The hunters were skilled, ruthless, but the humans and their alien allies fought with a ferocity born of desperation and hope. In the chaos, the child found themselves face to face with one of the hunters, a tall, scarred figure whose cold eyes held nothing but hatred. "Why do you protect them?" the hunter snarled. "Because hope is stronger than fear," the child replied quietly, surprising even themselves with their courage. Underscore 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 underscore. When the fight ended, the hunters were driven off, but the scars remained, both physical and emotional. Ilara looked around at the battered but unbroken crew. "This is only the beginning," she said. "We must stand together, humans and aliens alike, to build a future where no one is left to die in the wild." The alien mother stepped forward, her voice steady. "Your compassion saved us. You gave us a chance when no one else would. That is humanity's true strength." The child smiled, finally free of fear.
"Thank you, human.
You are more than just explorers. You are family." Underscore 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 underscore. Months later, the alien mother and child stood on the observation deck of the human ship, looking out at a galaxy filled with endless stars, each one a symbol of hope, challenge, and new beginnings. Ilara joined them, her hand resting gently on the child's shoulder. "Where will you go now?" The child looked up, eyes shining.
"To a new home.
One where we can live without fear."
Ilara smiled.
"And if you ever need help, you'll find it here, with humanity." As the stars twinkled beyond the glass, a new chapter began, one written not by hunters or fear, but by the enduring power of kindness that transcended species, worlds, and galaxies. Because when a child cries out across the stars, it is the heart of humanity that answers.